Okay, so I just want to talk a little bit about the recovery process of my broken fibula and kind of what I went through the past 4 or 5 months or so. I was looking at my channel uploads, trying to think of if I could make a best of 2022, and I realized there's a severe lack of uploads, and I think that has a lot to do with one, I was in a pretty bad place mentally. Two, then I broke my leg. Three, I didn't really film anything while I was injured because like I couldn't really. And four, I don't really remember anything from the time period where I was injured. I just was injured. So what I do remember is having a lot of people being very sympathetic and having a lot of people tell me, oh what a shame, this is awful, this is a bad thing. And my mindset is always just like, life is what it is. Like if your leg doesn't work or like if one of your bones is broken, like ain't no words gonna change that. Like you just gotta live with it. So it's like, I get it. You're being sympathetic and stuff, but like I try not to take stuff like that to heart. Like obviously, yeah, I'm really like touched that people care that much, but at the same time, I'm not gonna take that on board and be like, yeah, I know it's awful, isn't it? Because that doesn't get me anywhere. And making something like that a focal point, I think, will delay the healing process. I think it's kind of like waiting for a holiday and like focusing on the day you're going to go on holiday. It makes that holiday take forever to come round. So it's better to just pretend that the holiday doesn't exist, and then on the last day it's like a jump scare, and then you struggle to sleep for one night instead of for 6 months. And yeah, except you could at least set a day for a holiday. You can't really do that with the healing of a bone. That's not quite the same. No, I'm not saying I'm going to be mad depressed, but I'm definitely going to be a lot more in touch with myself and my emotions. I definitely spent the time trying to get there and, you know, be more confident on the camera because I'm more confident in myself and what I feel, and that what I'm saying is what I want to say instead of feeling so unsure all the time, which is something that's been a ever prevalent presence in my videos. If you've watched me for any period of time, for any lengthy period of time, just here and there, you'll know there's always been just a general sentiment of confusion, and I think that has a lot to do with when I was younger. If I did anything creative, I would get told off, I would get hit, I would get like yelled at, I would get told I'm never going to do it. I don't know what the fuck happened to my family when they were being raised, but I think they definitely sent that cycle down to me. And to be quite honest with you, I'm quite happy to have spent the time at all, because my parents definitely never spent the time to figure out why they feel the way they do, and they just let their old habits own them. And I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. I want to take my pain as an opportunity for growth. Skateboarding is great like that. I think skateboarding has taught me this mindset that you can do painful shit and you can still grow and get better and stronger. And the leg as well has been phenomenal, because breaking the leg was probably one of the worst things to physically happen to me. However, healing through that pain has reminded me just how strong I actually am. Like, I feel stronger than ever. I got really obsessed with the idea of being that guy who breaks his leg and then next time you see him, he's doing nollie flips. Can't do nollie flips, but I am going to spend the time trying them. My goal was in summer next year or whatever to be able to do a nollie flip. Like, not consistently, but just be able to land them. So anyone who hasn't seen me since the injury, because people show up in summer and then they disappear and then they come back in summer, then they'll see me doing nollie flips and they'll be like, hold on, didn't you break your leg? And I'll be like, yeah, I've been fucking hard at work because this is what I care about. And yeah, this is obviously deeply important to me. Otherwise, I would have stopped a long time ago. So I want to behave that way, and I want to take myself more seriously in general. And I don't want to take my videos seriously, but I want to accept that it's part of my life instead of feeling like I'm wrong for doing this. Because my parents would always tell me, like, I always played the guitar, they would always tell me shut the fuck up, I was too loud no matter where I was. Or it basically relegated to only ever doing stuff when the house was empty. And I kind of take that with me as well, and I'm trying to get out of that. And it's very difficult because even though I haven't been with my parents for over a decade now, I still feel like there's a looming presence. And yeah, that is worrying because of how long something like this can leave an impact on a person. It's kind of scary because, like, there are people out there who have kids when they're 20, 21, 22, and they don't even have the time to think about these things, you know, because they're too busy bringing up their child and like, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, man, it feels like there isn't a right time to do anything, if that makes sense. Anyways, I just wanted to speak honestly with you about, you know, the injury and how that's affected me mentally. Obviously, physically, it's affected me. My leg still clicks. I don't know if I can get it to right now. The thing is, it's clicked every day. I've been doing this with my leg, clicking it constantly for like the past 6 months, and it's clicking less and less and less every day. So to me, that means I'm getting rid of those air bubbles, which means it's getting more and more solid. And eventually, there'll be a time where it doesn't quite click. I think it will always click, but you know, it'll never feel out of place. It'll get to a point where it's just normal, and yeah, hopefully I'll come out of this stronger than I was before. I'm actually more consistent at skating now, which is really fucking ironic. So yeah, that's it for this one. Literally just talking about how I feel and stuff. One thing I think about YouTube as problematic is the hyper obsession with positivity in general. Now, I'm not saying you should just be a negative Nancy, because there's obviously the love for negativity as well. I think it's not fair though to just have one side of the coin. I think in order to be human, you have to have both sides. We can't all be John Hill, but we also can't all be, I don't know, Leafy is here. We can't all be super negative all the time, and we can't be positive all the time. We've got to, you know, be a real human. And I think that's the best thing about what I'm doing, is that it encapsulates what it means to be a person, and I'm trying to focus a bit more on that, which is why you'll be seeing me talking more, and I'm also trying to focus on getting more of me skating in the videos. I don't want to just be the cameraman, I want to be the guy, you know. Like, it's my channel. If my friends wanted to be the star of a show, they should make their own channel where they just film themselves. But I'm not saying I'm never going to film my friends, obviously, but like, there's definitely been a lack of me, and this channel is me. So like, that's kind of the point of this channel, and looking back and realizing how little of me there actually was, it's kind of worrying, because we're skaters, right? We think no one wants to see any of this bullshit, they just want to see the skateboarding. But like, the reality is, like, if you can't connect to a person, what makes you any different to the other guy who can kickflip? Like, really, like, it's just skating at the end of the day. And I think what appeals to people is that you have to battle something and then eventually you win, no matter how hard you fight. And I just think that is just the general way to think about life. You just keep fighting and fighting and fighting until you win, and you take each little goal as it comes, and you get better at achieving your goals, and you know, you never stop fighting. Life is a never-ending fight until you die. And you come here with nothing, you leave with nothing. It's what you do with the time that you've got that's important. And you know, I haven't always been fully appreciative of that, but I'm getting there. But anyways, thank you guys. If you even watched this video, thank you so much for listening to me, and go skateboarding. It's seriously, it's good for you. Just don't break any bones. Goodbye.